everybody, this is Joyce at Shadowbayoutarot with a little lanyap, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about Conjure, about Hoodoo, very brief video. I am more drawn to Hoodoo and the practice of Hoodoo than any other spiritual practice, okay? However, I do respect and admire and honor other people's beliefs, other spiritual practices, and yes, I do use bits and pieces of different practices, as a large majority of practitioners do, okay, for my own personal self and for others. And so, but anyhow, today I'm just going to briefly chat a little bit about some of the ways I practice. This is a very small tidbit, but anyhow, I thought I'd make for a little, I don't know, informative video just to talk about it. You know, I'm kind of opening up slowly to this public exposure of something that I find very, very personal and private, and I do like my privacy. I very much do. So this is a big step, okay? Anyhow, and it's not about shame, it's about I'm just very private. I'm just a very private person in general, okay? And the funny part of this, the flip side, is that I have worked in the public eye for many, many years, and I like working with the public, and I've done many things, you know, in the public eye, not personally, but work-wise, and I'm okay with that. But when I come home, that's me time. That's, where, I do practice my, spiritual practices, whether it be right when I get in, which usually it's not right when I get in, but, once I settle down and whatnot. Anyhow, I digress. And I have notes here because I like to ramble. Boop, 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 boop. It just keeps coming out. And so, anyhow, it's about working with different saints in my practice. In Hoodoo, we do use, the saints in different practices, in different workings that we do. And so I was just going to kind of go over a few things and a few tools, not really tools. I mean, they call them tools. It's some herbs, spices, things you find in the kitchen, normal everyday things. In Hoodoo, you keep it simple. You use what you got. I do have things I've accumulated over time, but anyhow, I have some notes here. Salt. We use salt to remove negativity and bless spaces. Sage, I love to use a white sage or sage and mugwort and smudging to make sure that not only is everything, when I want it totally wiped out clear, I use white sage. And mugwort is a very strong protection. It's a cleanse and a protectant, okay? And I really like using that to smudge my home, to clear it of anything negative or unwanted that might be in the atmosphere, in my environment. And I also smudge myself, just everything, my vehicle, it really works well. So I have cinquefoil, which is also known as five-finger grass, which is good for clearing away cross conditions, bringing in good luck for love and money, ward off the evil eye. Now, vetiver is, they call it that secret New Orleans ingredient to strengthen any working, okay? Any working that you're doing, vetiver is kind of like that little punch. Also for that, I like to use tobacco, and I like to use coffee, coffee grinds, okay? I like doing that. I feel like it gives it that oomph, So, and also, what I do a lot of times is I'll, like, I don't like cigars. I don't. I really don't. So I smoke cigarettes. So yes, I do use my cigarettes. I smoke American Spirit. And I don't guess it, matters to y'all, or I'm sure it don't, but I use that. That's the tobacco I use. That's me. I don't like cigars. I'm very much, if I have to give a cigar in an offering, I do it if I have to do it. But there are other offerings that I give deities that, I don't have to give that cigar to these particular ones. It is an option. I use other options, okay? Plus, I use my tobacco, and I haven't had, knock on wood, I have not had an issue, But that's me. That's what I do, and I only speak for me. So, rue, I do like rue. Also, destroys the evil eye. It gets rid of, the feelings of envy and removes the effects of black magic, okay? There are many things that, to me, a good cleanse, and some candles and alls, you're going to get rid of that. And if you say the right words, and guys, I've learned that, I research all the time. I do. I research the negative, the positive, and then I make it my own. I put my own twist to it, and I find it works very well. And that's me personally, okay? And I like doing that. I like to blend different things to see what works. And you just feel it. You feel it if it works, okay? Whether it's an herb blend, a certain type of practice. What if I do this with that? It should be fine. If there is, I do this for a love work. You do this for a love work. Well, what happens if we put them together? Boom. That's what happens. Okay. So that's a simple, basic example. You can blend herbs. You can blend, I like to blend sugar, with my herbs for certain things. I like to blend sugar with my rice. If I have money rice, and I have love and marriage rice that I make. And I have them in mason jars, different mason jars, and I like to put sugar in there also as an ingredient to sweeten up the money, to sweeten up the love and the marriage. In fact, I have a huge canister in my kitchen with rice and sugar together that I mixed, So, I have 3 big containers of this stuff. I'm telling you. There's so many things you could do. Be creative. Rice and sugar, cinnamon. You can use cinnamon, syrup, honey. You can really do something with it. Tobacco and coffee. Like I said, if that's all you got, that's all you got. Good. Good enough. Grab some change out your purse. Do a money spell. Hell, you got... If that's all you got, you can do it. You really can do this, okay? You can create good luck for yourself. If you believe it, and you know it's real, and you know it's true, and you know this is going to be, it will be. That's a proven fact. And you can ask anybody, okay? Even all those people... with all these channels and all these infomercials about the law of attraction. What do you think that is? You manifest what you want. That's what all this is. If that's the only way some people can maybe put it together, look at it as that. Name it that. The law of attraction. That's the name for it. If you're afraid of the word magic, use the law of attraction. That term will make you feel better. But it does the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, so, and other things too, like, and I'm big about protection. I'm just one of those people, I really am, and most practitioners are big about protection of self, of home, loved ones, whatever. And you can put little mirrors, a little mirror in each of your window sills to reflect negativity or the evil eye away. You can do that, okay? The mirror facing out, so whatever's coming in is reflected back to it, like a return to sender, okay? What you try to throw on me is going to reflect back on you. Boom, automatically, okay? And you can wash them in clear, clean water. You can wash them like that. In Hoodoo, back in the day, people didn't have all kind of fancy stuff, okay? They had their belief, their intention, and rudimentary, things that they used to work with. Roots, herbs, that kind of thing. And food. We believe in using food, and it works. Corn for prosperity, avocados for love, peaches, I think peaches, pears, I think those are good in love, like come to me spells, making somebody sexually attracted to you, fertility, stuff like that. Pomegranate, same thing. Excuse my phone, y'all. I know y'all hearing this. Anyhow, I digress again. So, a lot of people talk about the different candles and affirmations, prayers, rituals for open roads. And in Hoodoo, and I'm sure at other practices too, it is basically before any practice, before any spell work is done, any root work, you want to open the roads for that happening to come in. As well, if you're drawing something in for you or someone else, you're going to open the roads for that, okay? And to bring in success, to bring in money, to bring in, good vibrations in your home, a good environment, protection for your family, for yourself, for your environment. You always want that for the people you love. So, and open the roads for love. Whatever you're trying to bring in, you always want to open the roads, whatever it is, schooling. If you're in school or someone else is in school, your child or whatever, you want to open the roads, to success for them, to being able to, like, if they're having issues, you want to unblock. You want to unblock, help them by unblocking their obstacles and helping their path be a little bit smoother for them, okay? Anyhow, in Hoodoo, that is a typical thing, is to do a road opener before you do your actual other workings, okay? And a lot of times in Hoodoo, saints are used, as well as other deities, but saints are primarily used, like the Catholic saints and other, I know some have been, I know we call it being canonized when someone is made a saint, okay, when they're put into sainthood. I'm sorry, y'all heard something by my window. somebody's trying to get my attention somewhere, and it's making me a little bit aggravated. Because this is the second time I do this video, my phone wouldn't stop ringing. It was from British Columbia, Iran, and all this. It was these telemarketers. They must take turns just calling my number. I don't know who sold my damn number, but I don't know anybody over there. I don't need anything from over there. And so, yeah, it wasn't a very pleasant experience for them when I finished on the phone. And these people need to give me, they need to leave me alone. So, anyhow, sorry about that. Anyhow, there is St. Anthony. These are saints that I use regularly. I use St. Anthony, St. Barbara. When someone is sick, or if there's something like a really desperate situation going on, I also incorporate St. Jude. Okay, he is the saint of hopeless cases, of things that are despaired of. Usually when someone is very, very ill and dying, we invoke St. Jude and make offerings with the saints is pretty basic offerings. You don't have to do elaborate offerings, and you have to be thankful. Some people don't give an offering until after they see it come to fruition what they asked for, and I feel differently. I feel it should be before and even during and after. That's me, strictly speaking for myself. But I also know, as long as you are thankful, it's not like you got to lay gold down. I don't have gold, okay? And I don't think they're looking in my wallet to see how much money I've got before they do anything. It's all about what's in here, okay? And so, like St. Jude, a green and white candle. And also, when you do a petition to St. Jude, the thing to do also is to make it public. When you do, you light your candles. And also what I like to do too, olive oil with some sea salt in it. And I also put sea salt, I sprinkle it across my candles. Or if it's a taper, I'm also using for the St. Jude, for the saint candles, I'll either get the correlating color, if it's a plain 7-day candle, and I'll print out a picture of the saint and a picture of the prayer that goes with that saint, and also my petition that I handwrite. I'll have that. And what I do is I have olive oil and I have sea salt, and I'll put that in a little container because that's an offering. Okay, I'll put a little, oil with the sea salt, and I have that. I say what I'm going to say over it, put it there as an offering to that saint, and then I take my sea salt and I sprinkle it across my candles like this, okay? Or it just depends on how I have it set up, okay? And then my taper candles, I'll take the mixture of oil and sea salt in my hands, and of course I inscribe on the candle, and then I anoint it with the olive oil and sea salt, okay? To me, that's a blessed, offering. And so for St. Jude, it's green and white. And then a public thank you for his blessing. His blessings whenever you receive them. And that's what he wants. Public recognition for what he has done for you, which, trust me, if you have to invoke St. Jude, it was something that you are going to be eternally grateful for. And not that you're not grateful for everything else, but this was, a dire situation, life or death, and you don't care if you got to do 100 damn public thank yous. You're going to do it. You know what I mean? So, St. Anthony, which in fact I have a St. Anthony candle that I made because I didn't have one, you know, with his picture and novena already on it. So I printed out a picture of him and a prayer used in Hoodoo for him to find something. See, St. Anthony is the saint to find objects or people that are lost, or have lost their spiritual path, or whatever the case may be. But physical items, people, and of course, you know, if someone is spiritually lost, that is St. Anthony. And also he's good in money matters, to help you with money matters. So you would invoke St. Anthony. And what I give to St. Anthony is a brown candle, which I inscribe, I anoint with olive oil and sea salt, and also give it as an offering in a small cup. And also I will put wine. You can do wine, which I like Moscato because it's sweet. I'll do wine, and I also always have water for them. And also you could use whiskey, white rum, lilies, you know, for St. Anthony. Cigars, but I keep it simple with the saints. And like for him, I think I used all my brown candles on St. Anthony as of this moment. So brown candles and the olive oil and sea salt is my offering to St. Anthony. And you know, I want to explain about St. Jude also. Let me go back to St. Jude. Sorry, y'all. He is also good as a road opener. Okay? He can be invoked for road opening. So I did want to mention that. And I didn't want to leave that out. So kind of backtracking to St. Jude. Yes, you can invoke him for road openers. And it does work. Okay? I just kind of wanted to throw that in there. St. Barbara, red candles, white candles. You can use lilies with her. Cigars. And what else? I think that was it. And she is good for protection from enemies, protection from thunder and lightning, protection from sudden death. You know, she's a very powerful saint. Make sure you thank her. Make sure you have some type of offering for St. Barbara. I have 2 of her candles right now. Trust me. St. Barbara, she knows. You pray to her, I'm telling you. St. Barbara is very powerful protection, okay? Very, very good protection. Against the enemy, I'm telling you, she does come through. She comes through. I just want to put it out there. Just Judge is good also. And I use, you know, here I go repeating, olive oil, sea salt, or table salt. For me, that's kind of like my go-to when I work with the saints. You know, to me it represents holiness. It represents purity, holiness, abundance, something sacred. You know, that's how I feel about it, and that's why I use it, and I don't have any problems thus far, knock on wood. St. Michael, red candles, and a picture of St. Michael. You know, if you have a statue of the saints, that's fine, but you don't have to go out and spend money on statues. They can be expensive sometimes. All you need to do is go print yourself a picture, if you can, of them, and put it next to a candle, or you can, I use Elmer's glue on my paper, and I stick it on a plain 7-day candle jar, the jar candles. If you can't find the color of the saint, you can use white. If you're kind of like stuck with, there's only a limited, for me, I feel like this: yellow, white, green is kind of popular, in that line of candles as far as plain, basic. But if you can get white's usually pretty abundant, and it is universal. Get white. If they only have yellow, get yellow. I get green if I have to, but that green is St. Jude. I'm okay with that. So yeah, that's mainly what I use in the saints I work with, and it works out well. It's simple offerings, but you have to do it. You have to give an offering. You give what you feel. Look it up, research what they like, and give what you can. If you don't have all these things, thank them. Give them water. Always have clean water for them, fresh, clean water. Every day change your water for them to drink. Now, St. Barbara, I know, has been known to be used in Santeria as a representative of Chango, because Chango also is like a protector of thunder and lightning, as well as St. Barbara is. So they're very similar. So she is also represented, in Santeria, and as in the form of Chango. And they may have extra, types of offerings, in Santeria for her in that position, in that, so that's something too. Different religions do kind of different things, but some things are similar. I feel like the intention is the same as far as those, the religion or the practice may be called something, but for me, I find so many, they all correlate to want to have the same end result a lot of times. And so, yeah, you can incorporate, different deities. Some don't want to work together. You don't force that, okay? Be respectful of your deities, of other people's deities, of other religions that you are not familiar with. Educate yourself before you fool with anybody, okay? Don't do anything that's potentially dangerous if you don't know what you're doing and don't know how to control that situation. Some very powerful practitioners can control their environment and who they're working with very well, but they still struggle with it. It's still a challenge for them, okay? It's not that they cannot do it, but it still is a challenge for them. So if you're unfamiliar or just beginning, please don't take unnecessary risk. Always get information ahead of time. Make notes. Talk to people. Make sure of what you're getting involved in before you do, or you will have consequences, and it's just how it is, and always, believe in yourself. Know it is in the now. Know it's here. When you ask for something, when you petition, believe it's here. This is just a formality. It's here, it's yours, it belongs to you. If it's for someone else, it's theirs. It's in the now. It's happening. It is. Not I want it, I need it. No, you have it. You have it now. It's here. And that's what you have to put here. And the more you repeat that to yourself, the more you practice, the stronger it gets, the stronger the connection with spirit, the stronger your power gets, okay? Your inner vision, you become stronger. Intuitively, spiritually, your vibrations, you can raise them, and you do get better at it. I have found, I have gotten stronger in time, and I'm very happy with that. It's a good feeling. I don't know what's wrong. It's hard for me to explain sometimes. It's hard for me to describe how it feels, because I feel like a lot of people will not understand what I'm saying unless they practice this, okay? Unless they are practitioners. A lot of people may not understand what I'm saying, and I could be speaking Chinese, to them at this moment. If that's you, please feel free to email me at shadowbayoutarot@gmail.com. Ask me questions, leave comments in the comment section. I'll gladly answer them. Look, I don't know everything. There's too much to know to say anybody knows everything. Okay? I do not know everything. I will never know everything, y'all. I could say that. But what I do know is powerful knowledge, and what I do know works. It's proven fact. I'm telling you, you got to believe in it. It works. Got to believe in yourself. Okay? So, I think that's the end of my little tirade there, and my little, because I have notes because I just keep talking, running my mouth. That's because I'm a Cajun, and that's what we do. All right. So you guys have a good night, and thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you guys watching my channel. It is amazing. I am very proud of it. I'm very proud that all of you are connecting with me in some form of fashion. I love to hear from people. And you know what? If you guys have any suggestions or anything specifically, you want me to do a video on regarding hoodoo, regarding witchcraft, regarding tarot, regarding spirituality, if I can answer those questions for you, please ask me. You're not going to know if I can answer them unless you ask them, So please ask me. Okay, I would love to hear from you. Please remember, you guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up and share my videos. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate everyone purchasing personal readings from me. This has been really fun, and I want to continue making different videos as well as doing my general readings and my private personal readings in my local area. I am offering tarot parties, and it's kind of a catch-22 with that, but meaning I'm not going to go just anywhere and do a tarot party. So it's kind of like, I'm kind of slowly branching out in the local area here where I live. So, anyway, you see how I go on and on and on. Okay. Well, thank you guys again. I appreciate it. I appreciate you and your time. If you have any questions, ask me. If I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer, and I will let you know what it is. Okay? Thank y'all so much, and I'll see y'all later. All right, bye.